6 to 9. You're about to have a really good time, and it's sure to make you smile. On the bus, in the car, on the AirPods without wires. Rank it up on the worksite, it's the Bad and Liam podcast. Bad and Liam podcast.
Well, g'day there, podcaster.
Hey.
Yep.
Episode 500.
And I am furious.
It's just as lame as I thought it would be.
I'm so angry.
Remember we said episode 500 coming up, you know, it's
It's going to be a big deal.
It's going to be big. We said
We're organising stuff.
we were like, oh, awesome. What we'll do is we'll have like a best of like all our favourite bits over the last few years.
Yep.
And then I think the general consensus was the team that produced this show was saying it's too hard. And then we said, right, well, at very least, could we get confetti cannons,
Yep.
T-shirt guns, something
That was
like that.
the bare minimum was a confetti cannon.
Belle said, yeah, I'm on it. And then she came in with these little, you know, those like party blower
Yep.
things.
As if they were solid gold. Like she was like, yeah, look how good these are.
Also, you know, she cares so much about the environment. This is
So
that's ready
disposable.
to get into a turtle's nose.
So look.
Imagine a turtle
Yep.
breathing on. It would
Yep.
be so sad but hilarious.
You know what would be funny is if a turtle swallowed this right and it was lodged in its throat and it was colourful bit pointing outwards
Yeah.
and you're giving the turtle CPR. Come on, stay with me, turtle.
The vets would be going, oh, I'm crying, but I'm also finding
It's
it
hilarious.
so
It
funny.
doesn't even work properly. Look at it. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, anyway, so look,
whoop-de-doo, but
apologies on Liam and I's behalf. We're sorry. We wanted a big celebration for episode 500 because it's a big deal.
some great callers at the start
Yep.
on this funeral topic.
And what I would also say is I urge you to please listen to the off-air pod today.
Yeah.
Because this will be a big order of
I
business.
think we'll be picking up the pieces. But you know what? In 500 shows' time, we're going to have a hell of a 1,000.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
tell you what, the 1,000th episode is going to be huge.
Enjoy. Imagine rocking up to your own mum's funeral, one of the saddest days of your life, and you look into the coffin and it's not even your mum in there. Well, that's exactly what happened to an Adelaide woman. Deanna is her name. Never got to say goodbye to her 73-year-old mum, Margaret. Her and more than 100 others were meant to say farewell to her mum on August 1st, at the start of this month, at the Enfield Memorial Park in Adelaide. But during the viewing, she looked into the coffin, saw that it wasn't her mum, told the funeral director that it wasn't their mum, and then they started arguing about it.
What?
Like, who is it? He said, that's definitely Margaret. Like, the funeral director was like, that's your mum.
Pretty sure I'd know my mum.
Yeah. And then she had to get up a photo of her mum on her deathbed a week before she passed away and had to show the funeral director, that's my mum. And then after she did that, the funeral home then conceded, yes, okay, that's definitely not your mum. But then the wild part of this story for me is...
How does this happen?
Yeah. So there was a muck-up at the morgue.
This
Like,
is something,
there was-
you know, these are wild stories that happens overseas or whatever, but
Yeah.
like in Australia, like in South Australia.
Yeah, here in South Australia. The part that blows me away is, you know, I get mistakes happen. But you would think at the point you realise that it's not your mum in the funeral would be called off. Everyone would go home, they'd reconvene tomorrow or maybe a week later.
Yeah, look, obviously some people travel for it, but it's
Yep.
sad. But if there's been, a big muck up, you'd probably just call it quits, wouldn't you?
The funeral home said, let's push on with the funeral.
Did they get to make that call?
They did. They did make that call. They said, let's push on. Obviously, the family being quite sad and vulnerable,
Yeah.
at the time, they said, okay. But now they're, in hindsight, going, oh, my God, why do we do
What
that?
do you mean? Well, they just put the lid back on and just pretended.
Mm-hmm.
What about the other woman in the coffin? Who was that?
Don't know.
Is someone else getting the wrong sort of nana as well?
I don't know.
Is this a paperwork
It's
blunder or
unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's a crazy story. And it's here in Adelaide.
13/24/10? What happened at the funeral?
What happened at the funeral? Katie joins us now in Parkhome. Good morning. What happened at the funeral, Kate?
Morning. So it was my nan's funeral, and we were all waiting in the church, and the pastor forgot that it was the funeral. So we phoned him. He rocked up in T-shirts and a pair of shorts, and he was covered pretty much from neck down in tattoos.
He was a punk pastor. That's awesome. Michael in Mount Barker, what happened at the funeral?
I clapped.
You clapped.
Why did
What do
you
you
clap?
mean? You just, you're used to being in audiences and clapping when people finish talking.
No, I was at my friend's mother's funeral, and long story short, they didn't have that great a relationship. So I knew how hard it would be for my friend to be giving this lovely speech about her mum, which wasn't always the case.
Yeah.
So after at the end, in support of my friend, I clapped, but it sounded like I was clapping that her mum had passed away.
Woo, let's go! Woo!
Let's go again.
Danny in Seaton, what happened at the funeral?
Hi, Ben and Liam. Yes, we were at a funeral, and we were at the burial, and there were quite a few plots that had been dug for other people, and we lost one of the aunties. She fell down the hole.
No, she didn't.
We'll just keep you down there, Auntie Marie. 87, it won't be too long.
Was she okay, Danny?
She ended up going to hospital, so it was quite serious, but it was, looking back on it, it was, it's pretty funny, but it wasn't funny at the time. It was pretty traumatic.
Yeah,
Good Lord.
for sure. Falling 6 deep when
That's
you're an old
that's a sign, isn't it? Like you're literally falling into the grave.
Oh, shouldn't mean stepping in
Jeez.
someone else's grave. I like someone's gone, oh, it just feels like you walked over my grave. Sonia from Windvale, what happened at the funeral?
Morning, guys. So my mum's a funeral director, and she came home one day and said that the family had propped the body up in the coffin to stand next to them and take photos.
like at the Wax Museum, like at Madame Tussauds.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Let's do a silly one. The rabbit ears going. Woo.
Swim with the kids or swim with the turtles. Make up for missed holidays and plan your family getaway at whatif.com. What if it's Aussie for travel?
It's 6:10. Hallelujah, it's 6:10.
The 610 quiz. Just for getting on air, you're in the draw for Nova's First Class and 50k. You also get to pick the next song we play if you get all the questions right. Susanna in Kensington Park, good morning. Are you there, Susanna?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Hello. I've been told you listen every morning. You always think about calling through, but this is your very first time. Are you nervous?
It is, because I'm always starting work, and so I've kind of got a bit of a time pressure, but I thought, this morning I heard the mention of the Royal show tickets and thought, I'll give it a go because my kids would love that.
Okay, well, look, this isn't where you win the ticket. That's later in the morning. But
we will give you...
we'll give you some because I feel bad.
Give you a family pass.
Yeah.
If you can get all 5 questions right. How does that
Oh,
sound?
God, the pressure's on. Yeah,
All
good.
right.
What about a ticket for each question you get right? We allowed to do that?
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, all right, let's do that. A ticket for every question you get right.
All the producers are shaking their heads going, not that many tickets. Come on, guys, we can talk about how many
I'm
tickets we
nervous.
got.
All right, here we go, Susanna.
All right, here we go. The Wizard of Oz is getting a remake. What is the famous colour road in the movie that also shares its name with the popular
Yellow.
Royal show? Yep, Yellow Brick Road.
There's one ticket.
Okay, yeah, that. Yep. The last suburb video store in Adelaide, down in Hackham, is set to close. What now closed video store brand had a yellow and blue logo?
I'm going to go Video Easy, but I've got no idea.
Are you
Sorry.
sure? What's the other one? The other known video higher score.
Honestly, oh my God.
You know what, Susanna, we'll give you a double pass to the show, and you can be on your merry way. Video Easy was the orange one. We're looking for the other one, obviously. Philip
Susanna, thank you very much.
in Freeling, good morning. Do you know the yellow and blue logo on the video store?
Yeah, good morning, boys. It's Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. Easy. I mean, it's a classic. The highest paying jobs in Australia have been revealed, and Judge is number 1. What's the name of the daytime TV judge show where the cases are real, the people are real, and rulings are final?
Oh, that'd be Judge Judy, wouldn't it?
Someone's seen a bit of daytime TV. Ben Affleck and J-Lo are set to have I said it weird, J-Lo are set to have a 3-day wedding this weekend. Which member of this team is married, Ben or myself?
That would be Ben.
Yep.
Nice, Philip.
Happy birthday to Titanic director James Cameron, the ripe age of 68 today. Can you finish these lyrics?
There's nothing I feel,
And I
know that my heart will go on.
Wow, I feel like I'm holding your waist on the front of the Titanic right now, Philip. Care to head down to the parked cars down the bottom with me later on?
Yeah, why not?
Steam those windows up, eh?
She said parked cars?
Yeah.
I think the Titanic had cars on it.
I'm clearly making a joke at the scene where all the parked cars in the bottom of the boat, they got it on, but someone hasn't seen Titanic.
So there is cars in the bottom of the boat?
Yeah, you got to drive your car on the boat, like when you get on the ferry, go to Kangaroo Island.
On the Titanic? Really?
Have you seen the movie, mate? Everyone was picking up what I was putting down.
No, I haven't.
I think he's seen it. He just doesn't want to admit that he's seen that scene.
Yeah.
Ben fast forwards the sex bit in the movies because he gets too nervous.
To be honest, I've never watched the whole thing.
Oh, it makes me feel uncomfortable. I better zoom through. Oh, he's starting to paint it. I'm going to zoom through again.
All right, Philip, do you want to hear my song this morning?
I gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die.
Or do you want to hear Liam's song this morning?
Windmill for the line. I'm forever hiding.
Oh, boys, I think it feels like a Gorilla Tuesday.
All right.
All right, here we go. It
Kanye
is
hasn't had much luck lately.
Feel Good Inc. on Nova 919. 13
Thank you very much, boys.
No worries, Philip. You have a good day, mate.
You too.
I bumped into a dude from school last night, Ben. He was a couple of years above me. Nice guy. We didn't really know each other that well, to be honest. He listens in, though, which is nice. And
What's his name? Give him a shout out.
Oh, okay. His name's Brenton.
G'day, Brenton.
G'day, Brent. But we were in the middle of food shopping, and he was talking. He was like, "Oh man, I always remember in the schoolyard you used to do that Mr. Penny. Oh, I used to love that Mr. Penny impression." He was a geography teacher at our school, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that." Like
Yeah.
I did do that impression quite well. Used to kill.
And you know what, Len, that doesn't surprise me because on this show you are known as the one who will spontaneously jump into an unwanted impression.
And normally, like I don't need much of a nudge to launch into something. But the guy was like, "Come on, give us some, give it." And I was like, "Oh man, we're in the middle of the shops. Like I haven't done this thing for years." And I was like,
Now, Brenton, I don't think Mr. Penny would appreciate mucking around with a student in the spice aisle of Woolworths.
perfect. I just fell right back into it. And he was loving it, lapping it up. Give us some more.
No, Brenton, I think that's quite enough. Mr. Penny's had enough for today.
I bet if I knew Mr. Penny myself, that would kill.
You'd be like, whoa, it's like he's in front of me. Of course, the thing is, you don't know him because he was a year 10 geography teacher at my school and we didn't go to school together. Why do we do this morning? 13-24-10. Do an impression of someone only you know. It's that thing, like, you know when it's like a celebrity and like everyone's judging it because you're like, oh, that sounds nothing like Shrek.
Yep.
But we can't judge. We just have to take your word for it that it's really good. But if there's someone you do, whether it be a friend or a family member, maybe someone at your work, and all the people around you think,
love it.
That is awesome. We would love to hear it. 13-24-10. Give Ben and I a call. Do an impression of someone only you know.
All right. If you get on air as well, some incentive to do this. 13-24-10. If you get on air, we'll put you in the draw for Nova's first class flights to anywhere in the world, and you get $50,000 for you and three mates.
And look, I'm just saying, it's Two Chance Tuesday. So
what does that mean?
We're actually going to chuck you in the draw twice.
Twice?
You got twice as many chances.
All right, this is the perfect opportunity then. 13 24 10 is our number. If you want to come on and do an impression of someone only you know. We got Michael in Modbury. Good morning. Can you please do an impression of someone only you know?
Yeah, no worries. My mate John. Oh, yeah, make sure that you put the extra cones out on the road so the cars can see that all the roadworks are happening, please. Really appreciate that. I know they're not necessary, but can you do it anyway, please?
That is very good, Michael. It is uncanny.
Sounds just like his mate John.
That was a good impression.
That was great.
Ben and Liam love you.
Chris Rock, paper, scissors. Chris Rock, paper, scissors. That's right.
Yep, this is one of our last double passes we can give away to go see Chris Rock. And Liam and I are spewing because we both want to go see him ourselves, but we can't have these tickets.
Anna from Manapara West. Ben is going to be playing rock, paper, scissors for you. He has won 3 on the trot, which leaves me playing for Dan in Strathalbyn. I feel like today I might get the win for you though, Dan.
That sounds good. Got my fingers crossed.
All right, Anna, how are you feeling?
Yeah, good. That would be great to win them.
All right, no worries. Well, you can both sit back and relax. Liam and I are going to Chris Rock off, and then we're going to find out who we've won the tickets for. Liam, are you ready?
I have never been more ready in my life.
This is for 4 in a row from me.
Yeah, my luck's got to change at some point.
What are you going to shoot? What are you going to go for?
I'm going rock.
You going to go rock?
Yeah, man.
All right, I'm going to go paper.
Cool. Well, I'll see you on the other side.
Chris Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, double rock. That means we go to a tiebreaker.
Chris Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah! Oh, no! I've held rock and Ben's gone paper. He's won for the 4th time, which means Anna from Manapara, you get the tickets to Chris Rock.
Oh, that's fantastic. I never win anything.
Well, there you go, Anna. And Dan, your bad luck continues. Sorry.
No dramas. At least I'll get in the draw for the 50K.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, first class 50K.
There we go. Another successful win from me. That is 4 in a row.
That defies the odds, really. Like,
well, it comes down to skill.
It doesn't.
It does.
This is a lucky guy.
I can get in your head.
You are. You're living in there rent-free, Ben. Ben, I was walking past my fiance's laptop yesterday, and I saw something over her shoulder. I was like, what is that? Are you see? And then she tried to cover the screen because she was a little bit embarrassed. And I saw on the top it said, girls, 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 availability sheet. She has an Excel spreadsheet, like in Google Docs, which she shares with all her friends. It's got every day for the rest of this calendar year plotted on it, and it's color-coded. So if you're unavailable to catch up with the girls, you make your little square red. If you're available, you make it green.
Oh, my God.
If you've got something locked in already with those people, you colour it purple. That goes for the rest of the year. They've already got all their catch-ups blocked out.
So how many friends are involved with the Google Doc?
Like 5 of these girls, and they're updating at live time.
Wow. So if there's one red square, that means someone's unavailable, so that weekend doesn't work.
So that doesn't work, guys. But, look, we've got a perfect green here. Should we turn it into a purple? Let's all turn the key, lock it in.
Oh, my God.
Insane. Insanity. And now I can see why she gets so stressed when, on the flip of that, there is no such thing as a boys spreadsheet. There is a group chat, and sometimes we go, should we do something on Friday or something like that? And we go, yeah. And then it will get to the point where I'm leaving, and she'll go, what are you doing? And I say, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Because we're all just going to go into the city, and then on the way there, we'll work out where to meet. That's how we plan things.
That is organisation on another level.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's the same energy as, you see these videos online and people take all their groceries out and they put them in the little Tupperware containers and have everything all neat and tidy.
That's like when I buy a 6-pack of beer and I put it in the fridge. My wife Sam will take all the beer out of the little holders and she'll put it in neatly so they're in like a nice 6-lined row.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's no need for the cardboard once it's been transported to that point. No, I can see that. Why don't we do this morning? Because I think I'm marrying the person, but Adelaide's most organised. Are you more organised than that? Do you have spreadsheets for other things?
Yeah.
In your day-to-day life?
Are you one of those people that blows me away that's folding their underwear
Yeah, after ironing them.
Yeah.
13 24 10. We're looking for Adelaide's most organised this morning. Jess in Smithfield, how organised are you?
Hey guys, so I colour code all of my whole wardrobe, and my undie drawer is folded up and colour coded like a rainbow.
Oh my God.
Jess, I
I
must
don't know
admit,
why. I just feel so much more organised, and I can always find what I'm looking for.
whenever I do a big clean, just say like every 6 months, I'm like, I need to rejig this. I do colour code it because I like the way it looks, but then I don't stick to the system. It sort of just
I
gets a
stick
bit
to the
crazy.
system.
Really? See, I
stick to the system.
haven't got that much stuff, but I just do T-shirts, jumpers, and then I've got my pants folded up, and that's all I've got.
And so, Jess,
Yeah, well-
interested, I don't want to talk too much about your knickers drawer, but do you have a drawer just for knickers and just another one just for socks?
Yes.
So,
yeah,
what-
just all knickers and then socks and bras.
so
Yeah, right.
I've got
They're not colour coded as such because I mainly just wear white or black
Yeah.
socks.
Yeah, right. And what colour are
Yeah.
the knickers?
They're all rainbow.
Don't have to answer that.
Yeah, just having a bit of fun. In my drawer, I've got sort of, because I have less drawer space, but I've got dividers. So there's like a divider that I bought from IKEA to keep the
Wow.
socks in one section of the drawer, and then the jocks in the other.
Yeah, now see, in mine, I've got my socks, my undies, my beanies, which I've got 2 of, and then my belts.
Yeah, I do have my belts run rogue. I must admit, they sort of go across the 2 sections. They cross pollinate. Lana from Door Park. This is your partner. They're the most organised.
Yes, they are. They've budgeted every cent for the next 2 years.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What do you mean? Like they've allowed this much money for petrol, this much money for the mortgage.
Oh, yep. It all is on a Google spreadsheet, and if I go 1 cent over on anything, they will know.
Wow.
So no more servo trips or op shopping for me.
I mean, I get, I think it's a good thing to be organised and you're saving for your future. That's 100% smart. But does that mean that, you just can't go out and spend $20 at the Woolies to buy some chips? They'll know.
No, they will know.
Wow.
That sounds a bit off.
Yeah.
Frugal McDougal.
Yeah.
Well, what happens if there's an unexpected charge? Does it buzz up in the system? Is it, oh my God, the spreadsheet's gone off. It doesn't compute.
Yeah, I have to be like, baby, I got a snack.
Do they stick to it? Do they have fumbles every now and then?
No, they're pretty good at it.
Okay.
I reckon, but that's the thing, though. They're controlling the system. So I'm sure if there's miscellaneous expenditures, it might just get spread across.
Yeah. Well, that is pretty organised, Lana. Thank you very much. Nicole in Morphettvale, good morning. This is yourself. How organised are you?
Good morning. So we have a joint bank account for everyday things, rent and stuff, but we also have separate bank accounts for Christmas fund, holiday fund, bills, groceries, and if we ever need to take money out, we just transfer it from those accounts into our everyday account and swipe the credit card.
Is Christmas fund account necessary? Could that just not be in a, general sort of savings one?
No, because we've got 3 kids, so we need to write. There's, a couple of $100 in there right now, and I need, there's so many weeks until Christmas. I know how much needs to go in every fortnight. I work it out in my head each fortnight and transfer that money into Christmas account.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, but maybe it's just not with the bank you're with, but at a certain point, if you have lots of accounts, don't they take little expenditures off of each one?
Isn't there little keeping fees?
Oh, no, because they're online savers. So I'm with ANZ and they're just online savers. And because I'm a nurse and work for the government, I don't get charged banking fees ever.
No banking fees. Wow. It sounds like I need to get myself an ANZ online saver.
Wow. I think I might get myself an ANZ saver too. And it's all online. Wow.
Just a click away.
That wasn't supposed to be an ad, but then
she started making it sound like an ad. So then we made it sound like an ad. Hashtag unsponsored.
Yeah, if you want to get your ANZ account, just go to anz.com.
P to the O to the D to the cast.
What's trending? Trending all over the internet. Twitter. Instagram. Welcome to Facebook.
Hey guys, well it feels a bit like Groundhog Day today. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are having another wedding. It's set for this weekend, and it's going to be 3 days long, Friday to Sunday. But this comes just 1 month after their wedding in Las Vegas.
Get over yourselves, guys. She's definitely not still Jenny from the block, is she? She's lost touch. Most people have one wedding, not 5.
Do we know why she's having the new wedding?
The other one was in Vegas, and to me, when I saw that headline a month ago, I was like, Vegas? Really? For J-Lo and Ben Affleck? This one is now at his estate, and it is going to be a little bit more fancy. We've got guests including Jimmy Kimmel and Matt Damon.
Yeah, Damon.
So, we'll see. And the most attractive jobs have been ranked. So the hottest, the sexiest jobs that you could have.
Who's coming in at
according to the
number
opposite
one?
sex. So for men, the sexiest jobs that for women finding men sexy, the sexiest jobs, top 3, we got firefighter, standard, tradie, and coming in number 1, a doctor.
Oh, so just the richest one.
Yeah, I don't know. Is doctor sexy, or is it more just because they make a lot of money?
I would say a bit of both, because they help people, and there's something about a really caring guy. But when it comes to men, the most attractive jobs they find women having, top 3, we've got flight attendant, model, but number 1, nurse.
Checks out. I'm marrying one.
So is your mum, isn't she?
Doesn't check out.
That is true, Belle.
It's a good call.
Liam is dating a nurse, and his mum is a nurse.
Hey, your mum's a nurse too,
My
right?
mum is a nurse too.
She is nice.
Liam! God. And finally, the 1939 iconic film The Wizard of Oz is being remade.
Does feel right for the remake, doesn't it? But, is it going to beat the original?
Well, we've had, over the years, decades, we've had prequels, we've had sequels, you've got Oz this, Oz that, but there hasn't actually been a shot-for-shot remake. They made it into colour, and that was about it. So this one is being made by Warner Brothers, and it is rumoured to be shot-for-shot, but TBC.
Yeah, I can't. They'll probably get, Timothy Chalamet to be the Tin Man or something, and they'll have bloody, Olivia Rodrigo as Dorothy.
Yeah.
Good for you, follow the yellow brick road. Yeah.
Liam, this has been one of our better shows for a long time, but...
Been the worst show of the year so far, I think. Just from our perspective.
It
anyway.
hasn't been that bad.
No, we'll turn it up. Let's turn it up.
What I was going to say, though, is this is one surefire way to kick things into 6th gear.
The Forbidden Folder. It's where we keep all our ideas the boss has said no to in the past. It's our favourite thing to do every week. And I like this one. Were you in a cult? I think I remember at the time we were pitching this one originally, we were tossing up between are you in a cult and were you in a cult? But I don't think we'd get many calls from people currently in cults.
Correct.
Also, they might try and swing us and get us in there.
I also have my doubts that we'll get calls for this because I know cults are a thing. Not denying that, but I don't. How common is it for people to be in cults?
Yeah, there's cults out. I think there's cults in
Adelaide.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's cults in Australia. I mean, they're obviously probably not. Some of them probably aren't as scary as the ones they've got the Netflix documentaries about. Have you seen that Keep, Sweet, Pray and Obey?
No.
Heinous. That's a really bad one.
Was that in America?
Yeah, they're all in America. There's that Wild Wild Country as well.
Yeah.
I feel like, there's definitely an interest there for this sort of stuff. But they're varying levels. Sometimes they're sort of got those religious things attached to them. Sometimes it's like its own religion. But I'd love to speak to someone who's sort of been through that and seen the light at the end of the tunnel and going, what am I doing here?
I mean, the two big ones would be how'd you get into it and how'd you get out of it.
Yeah.
But then, what were they doing in the cult?
What was the cult leader like? Because they're always sort of kooky, right?
Yeah.
The leaders. They sort of, try and sort of act like they're God.
Well, look, all we can do is put it out there and see if we get any calls for this. 13 24 10 is our number. Were you in a cult?
Tora has given us a buzz. How long were you in a cult for, Tora?
It took me 11 years before I left.
Wow. And so I suppose the question is, how did you get into one in the first place? Did you knowingly join one, or do you think?
Yeah.
You
did you not know that it was
tricked, or?
Well, no one really knows when they're joining a cult, otherwise you wouldn't join one. You join a lovely group of friendly people who welcome you at a vulnerable time.
And so did it take long for it to turn dark, or maybe in your experience it wasn't even dark anyway?
Not at first. Like cults generally, and mine was no exception, they tend to go through waves of really pleasant times and great times and fun times and then dark times, and that makes it difficult.
I feel like through, and purely through documentaries, you always hear about the cult leaders being like either inspiring or super crazy. Did you have a cult leader? Was there even one, or?
Yeah, we had a amazing end time prophet who was the apocalyptic prophet for the end of the world. So yeah, I didn't know that until I'd been in the group for about a year, that he was considered to be next to God.
Yeah, right. And so did this guy try and say, if he's next to God, like he just sort of had control over everyone? Was he sort of saying, the world's going to end and you got to listen to me, and if you don't, then you're going to be a part of it, sort of thing?
Absolutely, yeah. It was all about creating fear on the outside and a safe space on the inside, and from that having a serious us and them mentality to people in the outside world.
So what was the name of the cult? Do you feel comfortable saying?
Yeah, no, I was part of a group called the Children of God. It changed names at different times to the family. Yeah.
Was that here in Australia or overseas?
I joined in Amsterdam, but it was in pretty much every major city of the world in the 70s.
Yeah, okay. So this is obviously quite some time ago. If you were walking down the street, would we have been able to identify you as someone who was in a cult? Like, did you have to have like a weird haircut or certain clothes? Were you in one of those big fortresses with 10-foot walls all around it?
And guns.
Yeah.
No, you probably wouldn't have identified us. We presented back then as more of a hippie group that used to sing songs on the street and talk to people and chat to people, and I suppose you would have seen us more as alternative lifestyle people.
What was the turning point? At what point did you go, and at what age did you go, I'm out?
So I joined at 22, so I would have been about 35, 36 when I left. The group changed. It went dark, as you said before. And there was a big retraining and demotion of leadership, which we were at the time. And so the pressure really increased. And also we had children, and it was, a big thing for us to see that our children weren't really allowed to play as normal children. And, we just had a moment of clarity.
Keeping in mind, Tor, it's obviously breakfast radio, but if you don't mind, could you shed a little bit more light on what that dark turn was? Like, when did it go, okay, this is serious, I don't want to be a part of this anymore? What sort of things were happening in the cult?
It was different for different people in different places.
Yeah.
For us individually, we were put in a position where we were really seriously scrutinised and watched over 24 hours a day. It was a communal group, so we were inspected over things like doing the dishes. Everything that we did reflected our spiritual condition at the time. So things like our children getting childhood diseases. I think they got measles at one stage, and that was a reflection of my poor spiritual condition. And so there was just a lot of pressure around that and a lot of belittling and grinding us down at that time.
Yeah, right. And so, and am I right in saying that you're helping people now in this same situation?
Yes. It's been a big motivator in my life coming out of a cult. And I've studied counselling, and now I'm the president of Cult Information Family Support.
Yeah, right. So people can reach out if they've got a loved one that they might be a bit worried about if they've ended up in a sort of similar situation.
That's right. Yeah, we get a lot of calls from concerned family members, and do a lot of Zoom counselling, as well as we have a weekend workshop annually. Another one's coming up in October, actually. So if there's any ex-members of cults, that'll be in Sydney.
Oh, excellent, Tora. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning and answering all our questions for the Forbidden Folder. Alicia joins us now. You were in a cult from the age of 12, Alicia.
Yeah, about 10 years I was there. Most of that time I was a kid. Finally got out in the end.
So is this something that, I'm assuming at that age, something that your parents got into, and then you were sort of already in that family, so then naturally you sort of also had to join the cult?
Yeah, look, it was sort of the perfect storm. My mother was a young mother, and she was suffering from depression and a sense of isolation around that, and she found this community that that on the surface was just about yoga and living the good life, and I think she just found a place for her, and of course dragged the kids along, and there I was.
Oh my
God!
And so how long ago? It was a long time ago, or was it recent you left? How long ago did you leave?
Oh yeah, no. I'm you're talking to a bit more of a senior person here. Yes, it was in the it sort of kicked off in the late 70s outside of Sydney, in the mountains in that Hawkesbury area,
right?
And it was probably it was the 80s. It was the 80s going into the 90s.
What was the name of the cult?
Okay, it's a mouthful. Satyananda Ashram, and Satyananda was the guru who was based in India. He's still revered all around the world, unfortunately, because he's a bully.
Is he?
Yes.
Is that the Wild Wild Country one?
Similar, very, very similar. Whenever people ask me, was that was Rajneesh.
Okay.
And so when I try to describe the kind of scene where we were, I always say, do you know the Hare Krishnas? And do you know Rajneesh? It was a bit like that. You know, we all wore orange and shaved our heads. So it was a similar sort of thing. It must have been a thing back there, yeah.
Was it one of those things, you hear about people, coming out of cults and they've been so cut off from the outside world that they really miss, like, a big chunk of what's happening? Like, if you were in there for really most of your formative years, did you find yourself having sort of no idea what was going on when people, like, referencing movies and music and that sort of stuff, and you were kind of like, what?
Well, absolutely, and to this day, I still haven't seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and any sort of references like that. Yeah, look, I basically missed a decade, and it was my high school years, which are formative years. But because we were an isolated place, we did our high school by correspondence. We only learned from the people who were around us. So, yeah, no, it was. I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, I'd say it took me a good 10 to 15 years to basically unbrainwash myself, but also re-educate myself about how the what we used to call the outside world, how the outside world works. Politics, world events, all those sorts of things. I just missed all of that.
Yeah, right.
Well, Alicia, thank you so much for getting in touch. I really appreciate you having you on. We'll send you a Blu-ray copy of the Rocky Horror Picture Show if you can find a Blu-ray player. But, yeah, you'll have to check that movie out.
Ben and Liam is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.